Now, in 11th standard already you studied about two-dimensional geometry. What is a two-dimensional geometry? The geometry that defined by the two dimensions or two mutually perpendicular axes like x and y axis. It is x axis and this is y axis, and the point of intersection of these two axes is known as origin. So that the geometry defined by the two coordinate axes is called two-dimensional geometry. So it was already studied in the last year. Now we are going to learn about three-dimensional geometry. Three-dimensional geometry, the geometry that determined by the three coordinate axes, namely x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. And point of intersection of these three axes is origin, here also denoted by O. Here these three coordinate axes are mutually perpendicular to each other, like x-axis is this one and y-axis is this one, and this will be z-axis. Now you see x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. Now these three are three mutually perpendicular axes, and this will be the point of intersection of the three axes known as origin. Now we are going to define the geometry by these axes, that is three-dimensional geometry. Here the plane that determined by the two coordinate axes xy is called xy plane, and the plane that determined by y and z axis is called yz plane, and the plane that is determined by x and z axis is called xz plane. So there are three coordinate planes. What are they? xy, yz and zx. Now further extension of these three coordinate axes, like when we extend the x-axis like this. Now it is the negative direction of x-axis known as x dash, and if we take the y-axis like this in down direction, now this is a negative y-axis or y dash, and the further extension of z-axis like this, it is a negative z-axis or z dash. So finally x dash o x is x-axis, y o y dash is y-axis, z o z dash is z-axis. Now these are the three coordinate axes in three-dimensional geometry, and all these three axes are passing through the same point known as origin, denoted by O. Now here already we know that there are three coordinate planes. What are they? xy, yz and zx. Now these are the three coordinate planes of three-dimensional geometry. Now these three planes divide the entire space into 8 equal parts, and each part is called octant. So the three coordinate planes xy, yz, zx divide the space into 8 equal parts, and each part is called octants. Hence there are 8 octants. There are 8 octants. What are they? The 8 octants of three-dimensional geometry are O, X, Y, Z. That is one. O, X dash, Y, Z. Second. O, X, Y dash, Z. O, X, Y, Z dash. And O, X dash, Y dash, Z. O, X dash, Y, Z dash. O, X, y dash z dash and O x dash y dash z dash. Now these are 8 octants in three-dimensional geometry. Suppose the best example for a three-dimensional figure is a cuboid or a cube, a rectangular parallelepiped, etc. etc. Now suppose if we take a cube, it's a cube, ice cube. Now the ice cube be like this. Here there are mainly there are three edges. One is length, second one is height, and third one is breadth. Length, breadth, height. So that this graph or this diagram is determined by the mainly three edges. If all these sides are equal, all these edges are equal, then this figure is known as a cube. If suppose only opposite sides are equal, then that is called a cuboid. A cuboid. Now it's a cuboid. In cube, all the sides and all the edges are equal, but here only opposite sides are equal. This side is or this edge is equal to this one, and this is equal to this one, this is equal to this one, etc. etc. Now these are the some examples of three-dimensional geometry, and of course another example is a tetrahedron. It's a tetrahedron. Tetrahedron. 3 points are on base and one is in the space and joining the 3 vertices from the vertex which is in the space. Then a graph or a diagram is formed like this. Now this is a tetrahedron. Simply it is a pyramid shape. Okay. Now these are the some of the examples to three-dimensional figures. Now let us see coordinates of a point in 3 dimension. So first of all, let us see the coordinates in 2 dimension. In 2-dimensional geometry, there are only 2 coordinate axes, x-axis, y-axis, origin. And suppose if a point P on the same plane whose coordinates are x comma y. What is x? X is x coordinate, of course. This x is the distance of the point P from y-axis. From y-axis. And y is the distance of the point from x-axis. That's why the coordinates of the point B x comma y. Now that is the definition of a coordinates of a point in 2-dimensional geometry. Now let us define the coordinates of a point in 3-dimensional geometry. Now this is x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Suppose if a point P here. Now suppose if the point P is at x distance from yz plane and y distance from zx plane and z distance from xy plane, then the coordinates of the point will be x, y, z. So x is the distance of P from yz plane and y is the distance of the point from xz plane and z is the distance of the point from xy plane. So therefore the coordinates of the point are x, y, z, and generally the coordinates of origin is always considered as 0, 0, 0 because that point is common point in all the coordinate planes. So that the coordinates of origin is always 0, 0, 0. Now, let us define the distance of a point from origin. So, what is the distance between a point to origin? So, in two-dimensional geometry, suppose if it is x-axis, y-axis and origin, and P is a point whose coordinates are x comma y. Now, the distance from origin to that point is, this point is at x units distance from y-axis, so that it is x units, and y units distance from x-axis, so that it is y units. So, here a rectangle is formed, so that this length is same as to this length, so that if it is x units, it will be x units. So, now right angle triangle is formed here, and OP will be the hypotenuse. So, by the Pythagoras theorem, the OP square is equal to x square plus y square, and OP is equal to root over x square plus y square. Now, the distance of a point P x comma y from origin is root of x square plus y square. It is in two-dimensional geometry. Now we are going to find the distance of a point from origin. Consider a three-dimensional space, x-axis, y-axis, z-axis and origin. Suppose if P is a point whose coordinates are x, y, z. Okay. Now, how to get the distance from origin to that point? OP. For this, we just consider a cuboid first. It's a cuboid. Now, there are three mutually perpendicular edges. This is, and here I am taking this edge as x-axis and this one as y-axis, and this is z-axis, and the intersection of these three axes is origin. Now, let us take the point P whose coordinates are x, y, z. Now, let us take one point. Now, this vertex is on x-axis, let it be A. This vertex is on y-axis, let it be B. And let it be C, D, E, F and G. Okay. Now, see, now we are going to find the distance from O to P. Here, a right angle triangle is formed here. See, O, P, D. From this diagram, O, P, D. The triangle OPD is a right angle triangle. Right angle triangle. Hence, from this right angle triangle, OP square is equal to OD square plus DP square. But OD square can be taken as, see, OAD is also a right angle triangle. It is also a right angle triangle. In cuboid, this edge and this one are perpendicular. So that OAD is also a right angle triangle. Hence, OD square can be taken as OA square plus AD square plus DP square, since the triangle OAD is right angled. Now, OA square is equal to, what is OA square? What is OA? What is AD? And what is DP? Now see, OA, AD and DP are the three distances of the point P from the different coordinate planes x, y, y, z, z, x. OA is equals to, here let us take some point. This point is G H. Now OA is equal to HP. OA is equal to HP in cuboid. But what is H? H is the point in YZ plane. Now the point P is at a distance of x units from YZ plane, so that HP is equal to OA, that is equal to x, so that it will be x square. Next, AD. AD is equal to EP. AD is equal to EP. What is EP? It is the distance of the point P from XZ plane, so that AD is equal to EP, that is equal to y, hence it is y square. And DP. DP is equal to, DP is directly, D is the foot of the perpendicular from P to the XY plane, so that directly DP is equal to Z, hence DP square is equal to Z square. Therefore, OP square is equal to x square plus y square plus z square. This implies OP is equal to root of x square plus y square plus z square. So the distance of a point from origin is root of x square plus y square plus z square. Now, let us define the distance between 2 points. Before that, in two-dimensional geometry, it is x-axis, this is y-axis and origin. Suppose origin is shifted to some point h comma k, and here P is a point whose coordinates are originally x comma y. When this regular coordinate system is moved to shifted to h comma k, it is a new axis known as x dash, and it is y dash, and this will be o dash. Now the new coordinates of P will be, x minus h comma y minus k. So earlier you studied the shifting of origin to some point. Right now, coming to the point, distance between the 2 points. Now in three-dimensional geometry, x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, and it is origin. Suppose if one point A whose coordinates are x1, y1, z1, and second point B coordinates are x2, y2, z2. Suppose if this origin is shifted to A, now the new system will be like this. When origin is shifted to this point, then the new coordinates of B become, these coordinates become x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, comma z2 minus z1. Now these are the new coordinates of P when origin is shifted to A. So now origin is shifted to here, let it be O dash. Now the distance of AB, is equal to the distance between the distance between O dash and B. Of course, let it be some B dash. Now, the distance from O dash to B is equals to square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square plus z2 minus z1 whole square. Therefore, the distance between the 2 points in three-dimensional geometry is given by root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square plus z2 minus z1 whole square. Now, the direction cosines of a line. Let us take three coordinate axes again, x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, and suppose if a line is this one, L is equal to 0. Okay. Now, direction cosines of this line L is equal to 0. Suppose the line L, which makes an angle alpha with the x-axis and beta with the y-axis and gamma with the z-axis, then cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma is called direction cosines, simply DCs of the line L is equal to 0. So, direction cosines means the cosine angles alpha, beta, gamma. What are alpha, beta, gammas? Alpha is the angle made by the line with the x-axis and beta is the same line making angle with y-axis and gamma is angle made by the line with z-axis. Then cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma is called direction cosines. Now, these proportionative values of direction cosines of a line are called direction ratios. For example, some lambda into cos alpha, lambda into cos beta, lambda into cos gamma, where lambda is some scalar but not equals to 0. Then lambda cos alpha, lambda cos beta, lambda cos gamma is called direction ratios, DRs of the same line L is equal to 0. Now, these are the two important definitions, direction cosines and direction ratios. Now, generally the direction cosines of a line are denoted by LMN. LMN or the DCs of a line L. Therefore, L is equal to cos alpha and M is equal to cos beta and N is equal to cos gamma. Now, suppose if I consider the line L is equal to 0 like this. Now, we can take a line which is parallel to L is equal to 0 and passing through origin. So, consider a line which is parallel to L is equal to 0. Let it be some L dash is equal to 0. Now, if the line L makes an angle alpha with the x-axis, then L dash is also making the same angle alpha with the x-axis. Why? Because these two are parallel lines. Now, here this length is equal to, suppose if the length of some point P is a point P is on the line L dash is equal to 0. Now, from this diagram, cos alpha is equal to this length, of course it is nothing but x coordinate by OP. Similarly, cos beta is equal to y by OP and cos gamma is equal to z by OP. If this line makes a beta angle with y-axis, then you could get another right angle triangle with respect to y-axis. From that, cos beta is equal to y by OP. Similarly, from with respect to z axis, cos gamma is equal to z by OP. But generally the direction cosines are represented by LMN. Therefore, it is L, this is M, and it is N. Now, squaring and adding all these three quantities, L square plus M square plus N square is equal to, what happens? L square is equal to x square by OP square, M square y square by OP square, and N square is equal to Z square by OP square. See here, denominator is common, that is OP square, and numerator is x square plus y square plus z square. This is x square plus y square plus z square by OP square. What is OP square? It is the distance of the point from origin. Of course, here the point P whose coordinates are x, y, z, and this is the line L dash. Okay, P is a point on L dash and whose coordinates are x, y, z. Then L square plus M square plus N square is equal to x square plus y square plus z square by x square plus y square plus z square. Here both gets cancelled and it is equals to 1. So that finally we can conclude that L square plus M square plus N square is equal to 1. That implies, but what is L? It is none other than cos alpha. Therefore, cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. So, sum of the squares of direction cosines of a line is always equals to 1. Now, see, in three-dimensional geometry, P is a point whose coordinates are x, y, z, and OP is a ray or a line which passes through P. Now, here the direction cosines of the line are cos alpha is equal to x by OP and cos beta is equal to y by OP and cos gamma is equal to z by OP. Therefore, the direction cosines of the given line are L, M, N. They are x by OP, y by OP, z by OP, such that L square plus M square plus M square is equal to 1. Now, what are the direction ratios? The proportionative values of these direction cosines are called direction ratios. For example, if L is equal to x by OP, y is equal to M is equal to y by OP, N is equal to z by OP. Now, the proportionate values like L lambda, M lambda, N lambda are the direction ratios of the same line passing through P. Generally, the direction ratios of a line are denoted by A, B, C. Generally, the direction ratios are represented by A, B, C. Therefore, A is equal to L lambda and B is equal to M lambda and C is equal to N lambda. This implies A by L is equal to lambda, that is equals to B by M, which is equals to C by N. Now, suppose if A, B, C are direction ratios of a line, then how to get direction cosines? Here we know that L square plus M square plus N square is equal to 1. But whereas L is equal to what here? L is equal to, it is A by lambda. We can write L is equal to A by lambda from this condition. That means A square by lambda square. And M is equal to B by lambda from this condition. Therefore, m square is equal to b square by lambda square, and n square is equal to c square by lambda square is equal to 1. Now this is a square plus b square plus c square is equal to lambda square. Now taking square root on both sides, lambda is equal to plus or minus root a square plus b square plus c square. Hence, the drs of a line L is equal to 0 are A, B, C. Direction ratios of L is equal to 0 are A, B, C. And direction cosines DCs of L is equal to 0 are L, M, N, where L is equal to A by lambda, M is equal to B by lambda, and N is equal to C by lambda. Therefore, where lambda is equal to plus or minus root A square plus B square plus C square, comma, B by plus or minus root A square plus B square plus C square, C by plus or minus root A square plus B square plus C square. Now, these are the direction cosines of a line when the direction ratios are given. Suppose if the direction ratios are ABC, then the direction cosines are A by plus or minus root A square plus B square plus C square, B by plus or minus root A square plus B square plus C square, comma, C by plus or minus root A square plus B square plus C square. Suppose if direction cosines are given, then how to get the direction ratios? The direction ratios are nothing but the proportionate values of direction cosines. So, you just multiply the direction cosines with any a scalar quantity but not equals to 0. Then they are all direction ratios of that particular line. Now, the direction cosines of a line which passes through 2 points. Three coordinate axes, origin. Suppose one point P, coordinates are x1, y1, z1, and second point Q, coordinates x2, y2, z2, x2, y2, z2. Now, what are the direction cosines of the segment or a line passing through the 2 points PQ? Now, when origin is shifted to P, now this is x dash, y dash, z dash, and it is O dash. Now, the point Q changes to some Q dash. Now, the new coordinates of Q dash, that is Q dash is equal to, we have x2 minus x1 comma y2 minus y1 comma z2 minus z1. Now, the direction cosines of PQ is equal to direction cosines of O dash Q dash. So, the PQ is same as to O dash Q dash in new system. So, the DCs of O dash Q dash are x2 minus x1 by O dash Q dash, y2 minus y1 by O dash Q dash, z2 minus z1 by O dash Q dash. x2 minus x1 by, the distance from O dash to Q dash is same as to PQ. The length is remains same even though origin is shifted to some point. So, the distance of O dash Q dash is remains same to PQ. So, x2 minus x1 by PQ, y2 minus y1 by PQ, and z2 minus z1 by PQ. Now, these are the direction cosines of PQ. Direction cosines of the line passing through 2 points P and Q. So, let they be L, M, N, where L is equal to x2 minus x1 by PQ and M is equal to y2 minus y1 by PQ and n is equal to Z2 minus Z1 by PQ. But what is PQ? Where PQ is the distance between the 2 points P and Q, which is known as square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square plus z2 minus z1 whole square. So therefore the direction cosines of PQ are x2 minus x1 by PQ, y2 minus y1 by PQ, z2 minus z1 by PQ, where PQ is the distance between the 2 points. Now coming to the direction ratios. The direction ratios are proportionate values to them. The DRs of PQ are some L into lambda, M into lambda, N into lambda, where lambda not equals to 0. But we have L square plus M square plus N square is equal to 1. From that lambda square is equal to L square lambda. The direction ratios of PQ are LR, MR, NR, where lambda is some real number but not equals to 0. So the proportionate values of LMN are the direction ratios of the line joining PQ. Now the DRs of parallel lines. Let us take 3 points A, x1, y1, z1, B, x2, y2, z2, C, x3, y3, z3. Suppose if the 3 points are collinear, lie on same line. A, comma B, comma C are collinear. Then AB is collinear with BC or AB is parallel to BC. Now let us find the DRs of or DCs of AB. The DCs of AB are, so it is already defined, the direction cosines of a line passing through 2 points, that is x2 minus x1 by AB, comma y2 minus y1 by AB, comma z2 minus z1 by AB. Now the DCs of another segment or another line BC is x3 minus x2 by BC and y3 minus y2 by BC, comma z3 minus z1 by BC. You know, here all the 3 points are lie on same line, so that the direction cosines of these lines are same when any points are taken on the same line, so that they must be equal. Therefore they must be, the direction cosine should be equal. Hence x2 minus x1 by AB, comma y2 minus y1 by AB, comma z2 minus z1 by AB is same as to direction cosines of AB. Since direction cosines are equal, then the direction ratios, let us find the direction ratios of AB. The direction ratios of AB is equal to, now these are direction ratios nothing but proportionate values. Of course we can take them as x2 minus x1, comma y2 minus y1, comma z2 minus z1, and DRs of BC is equal to x3 minus x2, y3 minus y2 and z3 minus z2. Since AB comma BC are parallel, then these two DRs are equal. DRs of AB is equal to DRs of BC. Therefore the direction ratios of the line, finally the DRs of lines parallel to each other. DRs of lines parallel to each other are always same. So, suppose any two parallel lines are given, then their direction ratios should be equal. Now, let us we see some problems on direction cosines. Here two problems are given. One is, if a line makes angles 90 degrees, 60 degrees, 30 degrees with the positive direction of x, y, z axis respectively, then find its direction cosines. So, what is the definition of a direction cosines of a line? If any line that makes an angles alpha, beta, gamma with the three coordinate axes x, y, z, then cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma are called direction cosine. So, that here directly the DCs are direction cosines of the line are cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma, where alpha is equal to 90 degrees, beta is equal to 60 degrees and gamma is equal to 30 degrees. Now substitute there, cos 90 0, cos 60 1 by 2, cos gamma cos 30 root 3 by 2. Therefore, the direction cosines of a line which makes an angles 90, 60, 30 with the positive direction of coordinate axis x, y, z respectively is 0, 1 by 2, root 3 by 2. Next one, solution to the next problem. Now, let us see the second question. Find the direction cosines of a line. Here also find the direction cosines to a line, but the line makes equal angles with the coordinate axis. Here the angles are not given, but given that they are equal. Alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma given, but we have cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. Since cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma are the direction cosines of a line, then it is already proved that cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. But here alpha, beta, gamma all are same. Hence, it is cos square alpha plus cos square alpha plus cos square alpha, replacing beta and gamma by alpha. Now, it is 3 times of cos square alpha is equal to 1. Cos square alpha is 1 by 3. That implies cos alpha is equal to plus or minus 1 by root 3. So, finally, the direction cosines of a line which makes equal angles with the coordinate axis is cos alpha, that is plus or minus 1 by root 3, cos beta, that is also plus or minus 1 by root 3, cos gamma plus or minus 1 by root 3. Now, there are two more problems. If a line has direction ratios minus 18, 12, minus 4, then what are its direction cosines? Here the direction ratios are given. The DRs are given that minus 18, 12, minus 4. So, when the direction ratios are given, then we have a formula to find the direction cosines. So, what is that? When A, B, C are DRs, direction ratios of any line, then A by root A square plus B square plus C square plus or minus B by root over A square plus B square plus C square plus or minus C by root of A square plus B square plus C square or DC's direction cosines of the same line. So, that is the theory already you know. Here A, B, C are A is equal to minus 18, B is equal to 12, C is equal to minus 4. Now, first of all find A square plus B square plus C square value. Minus 18 whole square 324, B square 144, C square 16. What about this? A square plus B square plus C square is equal to 324 plus 144 plus 16, that is equal to 484. Now square root of A square plus B square plus C square is equal to root over 484, that is equals to 22. Square root of 484 is 22. Now the direction cosines DC's of the line whose DRs are minus 18, 12, minus 4 are A by plus or minus A. That means it is plus or minus 18 by root A square plus B square plus C square 22 plus or minus 12 by 22 plus or minus 4 plus or minus 4. Actually, when multiplying with plus or minus into minus 18 become minus or plus. It is minus or plus, it is plus or minus, and this is also minus or plus by 22. So finally simplify them. So 2 table gets cancelled. It is minus or plus 9 by 11, plus or minus this is 6 by 11, minus or plus 2 by 11. Now they are the direction cosines when the DRs are given. Next one. What is the second question? Show that the points A whose coordinates are 2, 3, minus 4, B 1, minus 2, 3, C 3, 8, minus 11 are collinear. To prove the 3 points are collinear, collinear means lie on same line. It is enough to prove that the direction ratios of AB is equal to direction ratios of BC. Now let us find the DRs of AB. The DRs of AB. What is the formula to find the direction ratios between the 2 points? x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. Using that formula, 1 minus 2, comma, minus 2 minus 3, comma, 3 plus 4. You know, this is minus 1, comma, minus 5, comma, plus 7. Now, what are the direction ratios of BC? The direction ratios are 3 minus 1, 8 minus of minus plus 2, minus 11 minus 3. They are 3 minus 1, 2, 8 plus 2, 10, minus 11 minus 3, minus 14. Are they equal? See, the proportionate values are same. Here, the proportion directly they are not equal. Direction ratios are always proportionate values. So here, the direction ratios are not only 2, 10, minus 14. When they are dividing by minus 2, when dividing by minus 2, it become minus 1, it become minus 5, it become 7. So that the direction ratios in both the cases are same. Hence, AB is either parallel or collinear with BC. Therefore, ABC are collinear. So finally, that the given 3 points are collinear. Now, we are going to learn about the equation to a line in the space. Already in 11th standard, you studied the equation of a line in 2-dimensional geometry. In 3-dimensional geometry, we can define a line when we have 2 conditions. The first one is if a line passes through if any line passes through a fixed point and parallel to some vector, and second one, we can also find the equation of a line when it passes through two fixed points. Now in these two cases, we can determine the vector equation or simply equation of a line in three-dimensional geometry. Now let us see. The vector equation of a line passing through a point A whose position vector is A bar and parallel to a vector B bar is R bar is equal to A bar plus T into B bar, where T is some scalar. Now let us find the vector equation of a line which passes through a fixed point whose position vector A bar and parallel to some vector B bar is R bar is equal to A bar plus T into B bar, where T is some scalar. Earlier we studied the point in three-dimensional geometry. Suppose if P is x comma y comma z is a point in three-dimensional geometry, then the position vector of the point, that is OP bar, is given by xi plus yj plus zk, where I, j, k are unit vectors along the three coordinate axes x, y, z and respectively. So whenever the point is given x, y, z, then the position vector of the point is given by xi plus yj plus zk. So it was already discussed in vector algebra. Now here the vector equation of a line, the line passing through a point with the position vector A bar and it is parallel to another vector. Now let us take one line L which passes through a point A with the position vector A bar and parallel to a vector B bar. Now this is the line or a vector which is parallel to B bar as well as passing through A bar. Now what is this equation of this line? Now let us take any point on this line. Let it be some P with the position vector R bar. Here P is a variable point on the line with the position vector R bar. Let P R bar be any point on the line. Now see here the vector AP bar is parallel to the vector B bar. Since this line is parallel to this one, AP vector is parallel to B bar. Therefore, AP vector is equal to some scalar into B vector. Now AP vector is equal to, by the definition of a vector, AP bar can be taken as OP bar minus OA bar is equal to T into B bar. but OP bar is equal to, what is the position vector of P? R bar, minus OA bar is equal to the position vector of the point A, which is given as A bar, is equal to T into B bar. Therefore, R bar is equal to A bar, move this minus A to right side, A bar plus T into B bar. Therefore, now this is the vector equation of a line which passes through the given point A bar as well as parallel to B bar is given by R bar is equal to A bar plus T into B bar, where T is any scalar. So, R bar is equal to A bar plus T B bar represents the vector form or vector equation of a line. Now, let us define the Cartesian form of this line. What is the Cartesian form or geometrical form to this line? So, generally R bar can be taken as R bar is xi plus yj plus zk. Now that is x, y, z is a general point in the space, of course, as well as on a line. So the position vector of that point is xi plus yj plus zk, that is known as the general vector. And A bar, suppose if the vector A bar is a1i plus a2j plus a3k, and the parallel vector B bar is b1i plus b2j plus b3k, then see here R bar is equal to A bar plus T into B vector, but R bar is equal to xi plus yj plus zk is equal to A vector a1i plus a2j plus a3k plus T into B vector. It is considered as b1i plus b2j plus b3k. Now this is equal to, so when we add these two vectors, we get a1 plus tb1 into I vector plus a2 plus tb2 into j vector plus a3 plus tb3 into k vector. Now comparing like terms on both sides. So clearly x is equal to a1 plus tb1 and y is equal to a2 plus tb2, z is equal to a3 plus tb3. From this, eliminating the parameter t, we can write it as x minus a1 by b1. X minus a1 by b1 is equal to t. Now, from the second condition, the t is equals to y minus a2 by b2. From third condition, it is z minus a3 by b3. Therefore, this is the Cartesian form of a line. X minus a1 by b1, y minus a2 by b2, z minus a3 by b3. Therefore, the Cartesian equation of a line which passes through the given point a1, a2, a3 and parallel to any vector b1i plus b2j plus b3k, then the equation is given by x minus a1 by b1 is equal to y minus a2 by b2 is equal to z minus a3 by b3. Look, x minus a1 by b1, here the corresponding ratios are same. Hence, b1, b2, b3 are the direction ratios of the line. b1, b2, b3 are the direction ratios of the given line passing through A bar and parallel to the vector B bar. Now, the vector equation of a line passing through two given points. Second case. What is the vector? How to find the vector equation of a line passing through two fixed points? Now, let us see. The vector equation of of a line passing through vector equation of a line passing through 2 points A with the position vector A bar and B with the position vector B bar is R bar is equal to 1 minus T into A bar plus T into B bar, where T is some scalar. Now, the vector equation of a line that passing through 2 points A and B, whose position vectors are A bar and B bar, is R bar is equal to 1 minus T into A bar plus T into B bar, where T is some scalar. Now, let us see. Here, a line L which passes through 2 points A and B, and position vector of A is A bar, position vector of B bar, B is B bar. Now, we are going to define the vector form or vector equation of the line passing through the 2 points. Let us take one point P on the line whose position vector is R bar. Let P with the position vector R bar be any point on the line AB. Now, with position vector R bar, see A, P, B are collinear points, as well as AP vector is parallel to AB vector. Therefore, AP vector is equal to some scalar T into AB vector. But AP vector can be taken as OP minus OA is equal to T into AB vector, OB minus OA. Now, but OP bar, what is OP bar? It is the position vector of the point P. This is R bar minus OA bar is A bar is equal T into B bar minus A bar. Therefore, R bar is equal to, move this A bar to right side, but here it is already minus T into A vector there. So, when we take A bar common, that is 1 minus T into A vector plus T into B vector, where T is a scalar quantity. See, the vector equation of a line passing through 2 points with the position vectors A bar and B bar is given by R bar is equal to 1 minus T into A bar plus T into B bar. Now, let us define the Cartesian form. The Cartesian form of the line that passing through 2 points. Here, let us take R bar is equal to, what is R bar? It is a general point, it is a variable point on the line, so that you can choose that vector R bar as xi plus yj plus zk, and A vector is equal to, let it be some a1i plus a2j plus a3k, and B vector is equal to b1i plus b2j plus b3k. Now, substitute the 3 vectors R, A, B in the defined vector form. Therefore, xi plus yj plus zk is equal to 1 minus T into a1i. Xi plus yj plus zk is equal to 1 minus T into a1i plus a2j plus a3k vector plus now T into B vector, that is b1i plus b2j plus b3k. Now, you just compare like terms on both sides. On left side it is x is equal to, whereas on right side 1 minus t into a1 plus t b1, that is a1 plus t into b1 minus a1. Now x minus a1 by b1 minus a1 is equal to t. Similarly, comparing j component on both sides, you will get y minus a2 by b2 minus a2, and similarly comparing k bar coefficient on both sides, that is z minus a3 by b3 minus a3. Therefore, finally x minus a1 by b1 minus a1 is equal to y minus a2 by b2 minus a2 is equal to z minus a3 by b3 minus a3. Now this is the Cartesian equation or Cartesian form of a line that passes through two given points a1, a2, a3 and b1, b2, b3. Here b1 minus a1, comma b2 minus a2, comma b3 minus a3 are the direction ratios of the line that passing through the two given points. Now we see some problems on these two models. First one is find the equation of a line passes through the given point 1, 2, 3 and parallel to a given vector 3i plus 2j minus 2k. But already we have that the vector equation of a line, passes through the given point 1, 2, 3 and parallel to the vector 3i plus 2j minus 2k is r bar is equal to a bar plus t into b bar, where a bar is position vector of the given point, that is 1i plus 2j plus 3k, and b bar is the vector that is parallel to the line. What is here? 3i plus 2j minus 2k. Therefore, r bar is equal to I plus 2j plus 3k plus some scalar t into 3i plus 2j minus 2k. Now this is the vector equation of the line. Now let us define the Cartesian form. What is the Cartesian form of this line? To get the Cartesian equation of a line, we need to consider the vector r bar is equal to xi plus yj plus zk. Now on the substitution, it become x minus xi. Already we have the Cartesian form of a line that passing through fixed point a bar and having a parallel vector b bar is given by x minus 1 by the components of the b vector 3, y minus 2 by 2, z minus 3 by minus 2. Here the components of b vector are 3, 2, minus 2. They are the direction ratios of a line. So that we can take the direction ratios directly here, and the point is given that 1, 2, 3. So that we have the Cartesian form of a line when one point and one parallel vector given is x minus a1 by b1 is equal to y minus a2 by b2 is equal to z minus a3 by b3, where a1, a2, a3 is equal to 1, 2, 3, b1, b2, b3 equal to 3, 2, minus 2. So that this is the Cartesian form. It is the vector form. Now, find the equation of a line in vector and Cartesian form. Vector form and Cartesian form that passes through the points 3, -2, -5, 3, -2, 6. So, 2 points are given. What is the vector equation of a line that passes through two given points A bar and B bar? The vector equation of a line passes through 2 points A with the position vector A bar and B position vector B bar is R bar is equal to 1 minus T into A bar plus T into B bar, where here the A vector is equal to the position vector of this point, that is 3i minus 2j minus 5k, and B bar is equal to 3i minus 2j plus 6k. Therefore, the vector R bar is 1 minus T into 3i minus 2j minus 5k plus T into 3i minus 2j plus 6k. Now, this is the vector equation of a line passing through the given 2 points. Now, let us find the Cartesian form. Cartesian form of a line passing through the two given points. So, for Cartesian form, let us take R bar is equal to xi plus yj plus zk. Now, in Cartesian form, the equation of a line is equation of line in this form is x minus a1 by b1 minus a1 is equal to y minus a2 by b2 minus a2 is equal to z minus a3 by b3 minus a3. What are a1, a2, a3, b1, b2, b3? a1, a2, a3 are the coordinates of first point, and b1, b2, b3 are the coordinates in second point. Here a vector is equal to 3 comma minus 2 comma minus 5. Therefore, a1 is equal to 3, b1 is equal to minus 2, a2 is equal to minus 2, a3 is equal to minus 5, and the vector b bar is equal to 3 comma minus 2 comma 6. Therefore, b1 is equal to 3, b2 is equal to minus 2, and b3 is equal to 6. Hence, the equation of the line in Cartesian form is x minus a1, that is 3, by b1 minus a1, 3 minus 3 is equal to y minus a2, y minus of minus plus 2 by b2 minus a2, minus 2 minus of minus plus 2 is equal to z minus a3, it is minus of minus plus 5 by b3 minus a3, 6 minus of minus plus 5. Therefore, x minus 3 by 0 is y plus 2 by 0 is equal to z plus 5 by 11. You know, here 0 comma 0 comma 11 are direction ratios of the line that passes through the two given points. But you know, in the direction ratios, two quantities a1, a2 are 0. Then the point should be is on z axis. Now here 0 comma 0 comma 11 are direction ratios of the line that passing through the given points. So when the direction ratios are 0 0 11, now it represents z axis. On z axis the direction ratios are 0 comma 0 comma some z component, and direction ratios on y axis are 0 comma some y component comma 0, and direction ratios of x axis are x component comma 0 comma 0. So here this line is parallel to the z axis, because here the direction ratios are 0 comma 0 comma 11 or the direction ratios of a line which is parallel to the z axis.